Shri N.K. Premachandran on specific questions that he raised, which is very valid. And as an honourable member, he's got every business to raise questions. I will certainly come to responding to him. But just to give a start, I'd like to say that this first batch of supplementary demand for grants includes 72 grants and 1 appropriation, that is for the Supreme Court of India. So the authorization is being sought for gross additional expenditure of 1,32,268.85 crores, sir, wherein the net cash outgo or the cash supplementary is about 41,455.39 crore, of which I'll give the breakdown a bit later. Technical supplementary, which doesn't have an additional cash outgo, is about 90,812.17 crores. So this batch of the supplementary demand for grants also provides for recoupment of contingency fund advance of 14,825.42 crores. So much before I go into the detail, I'm a bit disappointed that there are members who speak, oh, this shows lack of budgetary planning and so on. Supplementary demands are absolutely necessary for a responsive government. I can't respond to departments or states which ask for funds on certain very critical aspects, saying, no, what I've given you in BAE is the final word, please take off. I can't say that. I will have to be responsive. But yet, I agree. I can't.
माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी थोड़ा बताते रहो, धीरे धीरे सीख जाएंगे. अभी कुछ ट्रेनिंग पार्ट में होते नए नए हैं.
So, of course, I granted that I can't have too many supplementary demands. Actually, I like to put on record here, due to the very careful monitoring by the Honorable Prime Minister, I can stand up here and say I've reduced the number of supplementary demands. I don't allow it to be more than two at the extreme. If anything, I'll try to have it just as 1 supplementary. So I would want that perspective to be brought in here. So the revenue and capital breakup for the cash supplementary is 40,000 for 40,058.35 crores for revenue and 1,397.04 for cash supplementary. The technical supplementary, where there is no cash outgo, it is from one saving in that ministry towards another, so it just swaps within the ministry or the department. 22,387.38 crores for revenue, and capital is 68,424. And rightly, members have pointed out, there's a huge outgo for fertilizers, and I'll explain it, and I can quite understand the sense of outrage N.K. Premachandran has spoken, saying, no, why should there be so much increase? But hang on, if farmers want more fertilizers and urea, the government can't sit and lecture to them saying, no, what do you mean? You can't take more than this. Can I say that? No. Particularly because after a good monsoon, if there is a demand for additional urea utilization, it's a business of the government to get it. Despite the fact, sir, since COVID, there is an unpredictable fluctuation in the urea prices, in the DAP prices, in the materials that we are importing. Despite that, there has been a very careful management. I must appreciate the fertilizers in the department, which carefully imports in time. I'll give you the exact numbers. Indian farmers have not been let down by the ministry. They've ensured that there will be, timely dispersal, both for the Kharif and the oncoming Rabi.
You think so?
So I will give you all the numbers, sir. So that's fine. So urea.
आप बोलिए प्लीज, ऐसे बीच में नहीं उठते. प्लीज बैठिए. नो प्रॉब्लम है क्या? बैठिए आप.
So I will speak as I respond to the honorable members. I thought this supplementary should have no issues for honorable.
अगर दादा नहीं उठे तो सदन में जीवनता भी नजर नहीं आए.
ठीक है सर, आप सदस्यों के पक्ष में ही रहते हैं कभी भी. So
सदस्य के कारण ही सदन है.
and fully. So just to respond, sir. Again, I was a bit disappointed. Honorable Member Dipender Huda was probably giving a political speech here, and I want to give them that space. But it can't be on absolutely baseless, what can I say, arguments. I don't want to use the word allegation. He's not alleging anything. He's just saying, oh, this is not right, that's not right. I will come point by point to say where he was not really right. You're not spending much on education, R&D, defense, when it comes to percentage of GDP. Sir, without spending money in education, would we have IITs? I'm reading it, 16 in 2014, which has become 23. Can IITs be established without money? 6 new IITs, Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad, according to IIT, accorded also IIT status. Similarly, IIMs, 13 to 21. Without money, can it be done? NITs, 30 to 31, NIT Andhra Pradesh established in 2015. Triple ITs, 9 to 25. 16 new triple ITs. Central universities from 40 to 48. AIMS from 7 to 12. 16 are approved, 12 are established. So, education spending, these things could not happen if there is no money given. Similarly for R&D, sir, the 10 years India's gross expenditure on research and development has more than doubled from, in 2010 and 11, it was 60,200 crores. Whereas in 2021, just 10 years, it has touched 1.27 lakh crores without money being spent. Separately, 1 lakh crore has been given for research and development grant, which has been launched, which will boost private-led innovation. So with that money, the anchor or the special body which is going to deal with it is going to raise more money from the market and provide for R&D. So is that going to be without money? We are telling you in the budget we've made this provision. So sir, government contributes 64% of gross expenditure on research and development, and private sector contributes 36%. This is a published document. So if 64% is going for gross expenditure on research and development, Honorable Dipender Huda, please, no money being spent in education is not right. Sir, defense, education was one thing, research and development was another, and defense was the third. You're not spending money. So 53.83 lakh crores have been allocated for defense since 2014-15. 53.83 lakh crores. Is that not money going for defense? Otherwise today, why would we also have defense production capabilities multiplied in this country? Indigenous defense production hit a record of 1.27 lakh crores in 23-24, a 174% surge from 46,400 crores in 2014-15. 2014-15, 46,400. Now where is it reached even by 23-24? 1.27 lakh crores. Is that possible without spending? 16,000 MSMEs are emerging as game changers, strengthening indigenous defense capabilities. Will they grow without support? MSMEs which are specializing in defense manufacturing. 788 industrial licenses have been issued for 462 companies for producing defense and India's defense exports, which I'm sure the defense minister has said in so many different answers that he's given in the parliament questions. 2014, defense exports from India was 1,000 crores only. In 24-25, sir, it is 23,622 crores. Is that possible without a policy which helps? So that is one. Don't worry, you can go on shifting the milepost, honorable member, but yes, I'm quite drawn to what the Parliamentary Affairs Minister is saying. Compare it with your term, where a defense minister was compelled to stand up in this house. Where a defense minister is compelled to stand in this house and say, I don't have money. आज वो हालत नहीं है। रक्षा मंत्री इस सदन में खड़े होकर के ये बोले कि मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है। हालात देख लीजिए उस समय का। दीपेंद्र हुडा जी तब खड़े होकर के चिल्लाना चाहिए, वो मेरा पार्टी पैसा दो। हमारे रक्षा मंत्री खड़े होकर के बोल रहे पैसा नहीं है। ठीक है, उस समय बोलना था। What? You're from Kerala? You're from Kerala? It's a distinct signature of a Kerala-based minister who was. I will mention the name and I'll also keep the record with all authentication. Sir, don't ask me as though you don't know it. What is the satisfaction you're going to derive by my telling you? कुछ है? अरे आप ही का मिनिस्टर जी केरला से. Oh please Suresh, don't make me feel ashamed. आप ये नाटक नहीं होना चाहिए इस हाउस में कि मेरा रक्षा मंत्री कुछ बोले और मुझे मालूम नहीं है और आज विपक्ष में बैठे हुए। नहीं, ये ठीक नहीं है जी, ये ठीक नहीं है। मुझे प्रोवोक करके उस महान व्यक्ति का नाम इधर मैं बोलूं और तुरंत ये खड़े होकर के वॉकआउट करने के लिए, सच्चाई है भाई, ये सच्चाई है। आप प्लीज, ये नाटक नहीं होना चाहिए इधर। सर, नहीं, दिस इज अनफेयर सुरेश जी, अनफेयर। आपको पूरे मालूम है और मुझे छेड़छाड़ कर रही हो इधर नाम बताने के लिए? बिल्कुल नहीं। आप ढूंढ लो, थोड़े रिसर्च करो, आप रिसर्च करो। It's not an allegation, it's a fact recorded in this house. आप जाके होमवर्क करो।
माननीय सदस्य ऐसे नहीं करते। माननीय सदस्य राजकुमार जी, ये सदन है, तरीके समझो। बैठिए। तरीके से जवाब नहीं देते, उसको उल्टा। माननीय मंत्री जी, एक मिनट प्लीज। माननीय सदस्य प्लीज, आप बैठिए।
It is harassment to say that, tell me the name, I don't know the name of my own minister who said that. क्या बात कर रहे हैं जी?
अभी बुलाता हूं आपको, 2 मिनट रुक जाइए।
हो या
नंबर बताइए क्या है? पॉइंट ऑफ नंबर
352
नंबर बताइए।
Rule 352. My only submission is I don't want to have the name, but when the honorable finance minister is referring to a minister who has made a statement in the house,
they have to authenticate that when सीनियर हो, जो माननीय सदस्य इस सदन का उसका सदस्य नहीं है, उसका नाम नहीं लेना चाहिए, यही बताओगे ना आप? माननीय मंत्री जी,
अरे ये तो ग्रेसफुल है। फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर is graceful enough not to take name, whereas everybody knows it. So be satisfied.
क्या? What is the problem if I take the name of the state?
माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी, एक प्लीज
आप तीनों से एक बात।
बैठिए माननीय सदस्य, प्लीज माननीय सदस्य बैठिए। इतने क्यों उत्तेजित हो रहे हो? प्लीज बैठिए। हुडा जी प्लीज बैठिए, प्लीज। माननीय, आप बार मत उठा करो, समस्या है गंभीर है आपकी। प्लीज बैठो। सुरेश जी, आज जरा जोश ज्यादा है क्या? चलो बैठो, केरल में ठीक है। ओके, बैठिए। हुडा जी प्लीज बैठिए।
the proceedings of the House in which the previous defense minister has made a statement, the House would like to know when, under what circumstances the Honourable Minister has made, that has to be authenticated by the Honourable Minister. That is the only point of order I would like to make.
तो पूरे एनके प्रेमचंद्रन जी का पॉइंट को मैं क्या बोलते हैं, आई टेक इट अपॉन माई हेड एज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड पूरे ऑथेंटिकेशन टेबल पर रखूंगी सर कल दोपहर के अंदर. ऑफ कोर्स आई विल डू इट. ऑफ कोर्स इट्स नॉट एज इफ आई हैव सेड इट विदाउट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी.
मैं आपको वित्त मंत्री जी बैठिए,
बैठ रहे,
मैंने आपको कहा ही नहीं कि आप सदन के पटल पे रखो. मैं उनका जवाब दूंगा ना, 352 का जो वो उठा रहे हैं मैं जवाब दूंगा उसको. 352 के अंदर कभी भी जब डिबेट चल रही हो, डिबेट के संदर्भ में इन सारे विषयों को बोला जा सकता है. ये भी है उसमें 352 में. ठीक है, ये है नहीं है वे प्रेमचंदन जी.
नो नो, आई विल ओबे द ऑर्डर ऑफ द चेयर सर.
चलिए माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी, चलिए
सर. Yes.
नहीं क्यों कर दे हैं, मैंने डायरेक्शन दिए हैं क्या, क्यों कर दे हैं? जब मैंने व्यवस्था दे दी 352 की, पूरी व्यवस्था पढ़ दूं क्या? 352 की हर बार सदन में 352 की व्यवस्था पढ़ना जरूरी हो गया तो आज पढ़ी देते हैं इसको भी. बैठिए वित्त मंत्री जी. नहीं तो क्या है, सीनियर व्यक्ति भी 352 को उठाते रहते हैं, इसलिए मैं आपको 352 की व्यवस्था आज कंप्लीटली देता हूं. किसी भी ऐसे तथ्य विशेष को निर्देश नहीं करेंगे जिस पर न्यायिक निरीक्षण निलंबित हो. कितनी बार इन विषयों पर चर्चा हुई है सदन में? जब डिबेट होती है तो संदर्भ लेते नहीं लेते? डीएमके के माननीय सदस्यों ने विषय सदन में उठाया. नंबर 1, सभा के किसी अन्य सदस्य पर कोई हेतु लांछन लगाते हुए अधिकृत नहीं करेंगे, सद्भावना आपत्ति के व्यक्ति निर्देश नहीं करेंगे जब तक कि ऐसा निर्देश विचाराधीन प्रश्न या सुसंगत होने के कारण वाद विवाद प्रयोजन के लिए अनिवार्यता है. ये है इसका कि सभा में माननीय मंत्री महोदय ने जो अपनी बात कही है, वो उन्होंने जो प्रश्न उठाया उसके संदर्भ में उन्होंने अपनी बात को कहा है. ये रेफरेंस इसके अंदर है. 352 क्लियर है प्रेमचंदन जी? ओके, कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए सदन में ना. आप सीनियर व्यक्ति हैं, चेयर पे बैठते हैं. माननीय
सर, sir, there is income inequality, I think, which has broken record of the 100 years. Was another observation from honourable member. So I just want to put the facts before the House. Actual household consumption, sir. Data shows that the bottom 40% of the population is acquiring wealth and assets at a significantly faster rate than the top 20%. This is a data which I will leave for everybody to see. The inequality in asset ownership has massively declined, particularly in urban areas, sir, where the disparity for key assets like motor vehicles and refrigerators has shrunk dramatically. The rural poor, sir, I give you the data here, have experienced a significant growth in purchasing power that defies the incorrect analysis given by the Honorable Member Shri Huda. 2011-12 and 2023-24, ownership of motor vehicles among the rural bottom 40% surged 7-fold, rising from a mere 6.2% in 2011-12 to 47.1% in 23-24. So So motor vehicles now has become affordable for the bottom rung also. Similarly, refrigerator ownership in this group jumped nearly eightfold from 2.9% in 2011-12 to 22.5% in 23-24. Refrigerator ownership. Mobile phone ownership became near universal, leaping from 66.5% to 94.3%. Is this not asset being acquired by the bottom rung of the people? Whereas, sir, no, God.
आप बैठे ऐसे नहीं था, ये दादा से ये गलत आप सिखा दिया, ऐसे पहले डिपेंड का ऐसा नहीं था।
Sir, in urban India, sir,
अच्छी चीज सीखे, बुरी चीज क्यों सीखे?
बुरी चीज सीख रहे हैं सर।
माननीय मंत्री महोदय।
Sir, urban India, sir, the consumption gap is not just closing. For some assets, it has been completely reversed. For the first time, the urban bottom 40% now owns more televisions, that is 77.4%, than the top 20, 72.1%. The upper level 72.1%, here it is 77.4%. Ownership gap for aspirational goods like refrigerators in urban areas actually collapsed from 46%, 46.3% points in 2011-12 to just 12 percentage points in 23-24. So the asset poverty expression, sir, which is defined as households owning none of the key assets, so that is asset poverty. That number has actually been thrashed, falling from roughly 30% to just 5% among rural poor, which means rural poor now 5% or less are the ones without any asset at all, whereas the rest of them have some asset or the other. So we need to understand that in the last one decade, growth has actually become quite broad-based, and people from the bottom rung are the ones who are acquiring one or the asset. Sir, since I was going to come to that, since Professor seems to be in a hurry. Professor, depending on President Trump is in a hurry.
आग्रह कर रहा हूं कि आप जो बेटे बोटे बोले उस कमेंट पे टिप्पणी करो मत। और माननीय सदस्य, मैं आपसे आग्रह करता हूं, वरिष्ठ हैं आप, आग्रह पूर्वक आपसे निवेदन है, कृपया आप इतने वरिष्ठ हैं कि बैठे बैठे टिप्पणी न करें, ठीक है ना। सभा की सहमति तो हो तो इस सभा की कार्रवाई इस विषय की समाप्ति तक बढ़ा दी जाए। माननीय मंत्री।
Sir, another point, and इसमें थोड़ा मैं I want to give the advantage or the benefit of doubt to Honorable Member Dipender Huda ji. He simultaneously used the expressions Vyapar Ghata, current account deficit. So when he spoke in English, he said current account deficit, whereas he also used probably exchangeable way, Vyapar Ghata. Both the terms do not mean the same, sir. So it is very important to understand that we take both the terms seriously but separately. There should not be any confusion. So I don't actually know which one was he referring to, Vyapar Ghata or current account deficit. And so the same number cannot apply to both, no.
माननीय सदस्य, मैं आपको अंतिम बार बोल रहा हूं, नहीं
I'm not asking, I'm responding.
आपका नाम लेके नहीं आस्क कर रहे हैं, आपने पहले बोला था उस पर वो रिपोर्टिंग कर रही हैं।
आपका स्पीच
आपने आपकी स्पीच पर जवाब दे रही है, इसलिए आपका नाम ले रही है, क्योंकि आपने बोला है तो आपका नाम लेकर जो जो विषय उठाए उन पर जवाब देगा। अच्छा है, प्लीज।
थोड़ा सा जवाब दे।
Sir, so the claim that the current account deficit is at its maximum is factually incorrect. So I want that to be clear, sir. So that record deficit claim that the honorable member has made is really wrong. At the end of June 2025, India's current account deficit stood at 0.2% of GDP. Where was it? The honorable member was saying some double-digit number, sir. Current account deficit, June 2025, stood at 0.2% of the GDP. For the fiscal year, March 2025, it was only 0.6%. So let's place that on the record. Contrast this, sir, with the taper tantrum time 2013, when the current account deficit in 2013 ballooned to a crisis level of 4.8% of the GDP. And in fact, that's the maximum which India saw since 1970. So honorable members should actually look at since 1970, that being the maximum. Please, I hope this correction comes into play. 2013, sir, there were volatile capital flows constituting 96.1% of all our reserves, leaving the economy completely vulnerable to sudden outflows. Today, that ratio has fallen to 66.6%, proving we are far more stable now than the time of 2013. So, honorable member, be assured the economy today is actually moved from fragility to a level of fortitude. So, that is the matter of fact number there. Sir, the import cover has also strengthened, rising from in 2013, we had foreign exchange reserve only to cover 7 months of imports. Today, it has moved to being 11.4 months as of June 2025. So, when I say from fragility to fortitude, this is the kind of number I'm talking about. So, projecting the anxieties of 2013, sir, onto the stability of today, 2025, is a political fabrication. And that it ignores the hard reality. India has actually transitioned from external vulnerability to external resilience. So I would want to draw that to the honorable member's attention. Even worse was the comment on debt to GDP. Sir, central government's debt to GDP in 2013-14 was 52.2% of GDP. That was actually reduced by the time it was 2018-19 to 48.9% because of the strict monitoring which Honorable PM maintains on fiscal balance and strictly adhering to the policy of gradual fiscal consolidation. Whoever would have thought that we'll have COVID, as a result of which proactively government took measures to make sure lives are protected, livelihoods are taken care of, and our debt to GDP went up to 61.4%. It actually shot up. But after that, because we gave ourselves a steady path, which is a glide path, from there it has come down. Even by 2023-24, we brought it down to 57.1%, and it is estimated, I would think by this year end, it will reach 56.1%. Despite COVID, despite heavy borrowing, debt to GDP is actually coming down, and coming down if only the number of 2013-14 is kept in mind, you'll know we are getting closer there. That is even without looking at how it was managed during the global financial crisis, 2008. Sir, I do not want again to speak about debt to GSDP of several states. I'm not naming any state here, because it's a genuine concern. Debt to GDP will have to be brought down. It's also true that the debt to GSDP of many states are also shooting up. The honorable member should also, it's a legitimate concern, I've answered it, and I'm showing that we are bringing that debt to GDP down. We've given a commitment in the parliament, we are abiding by it every year without failure since 2020-21. Equally, there should be concern about debt to GSDP of many states. I'm not taking any state's name, but honorable member and many of us should be equally concerned about debt to GSDP in states which are also going really badly, and therefore collectively we have to work to bring the debt to GDP number, the debt to GSDP number down. So Make in India has now become Make for India. Again, sorry sir, absolutely ignores outcomes on the ground. That's not a fair comment to place. India has emerged as a net exporter in sectors such as electronics, pharmaceutical, engineering goods, and defense. When I say net exporter, I'm sure the honorable members know that what we export and what we import are aligned, are reconciled. And when you are a net exporter, you mean that you're exporting more than what you're importing. Just give few numbers. In 2014-15, sir, production of electronic goods in this country was only 1.9 lakh crore. In 24-25, it is 11.3 lakh crores. So, exports of electronic goods, 14-15, 38,000 crore it was. Now it's 3.27 lakh crores. 8 times it has grown. Mobile manufacturing units were only 2 in 2014-15. 24-25, there are 300 of them. 150 times grown. Mobile phone production, 18,000 crores in 2014-15. Today, 2024-25, 5.45 lakh crores, 28 times growth. Mobile phone exports, 1,500 crores in 2014-15. Today it is 24-25, it is 2 lakh crores, 127 times more than what it was earlier. So, Make in India for the world is happening. We should just recognize it. Rather than seeing it as an achievement of the people, we should not ignore it or undermine it. Sir, several members spoke about how IMF has highlighted concerns about GDP data. Not even a week ago, I stood in this house and explained, what is that C grade? What is it for? Singularly, it is for the fact that we are still keeping 2011-12 as the base year. And Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has already announced that from late January 2026, the base year transition will happen, and as a result of which your grading for that one particular base year argument of our national statistics will change it. But many members said you were B, now you have come to C, is utterly wrong. It's absolutely wrong. India's number grading has remained the same. At the median rating for this year is B. IMF did not downgrade India's rating. The same grade given to India's National Accounts Statistics in 2024 staff report as well. So it had added that the GDP series with 2011-12 as the base year should be rebased as soon as feasible. That's what they said. So for us to go on saying that there's been a downgrade by IMF is misleading this House, not right. For this year, IMF gave B for overall statistics. So I think it is important that members get the facts right. Sir, average growth rate in the last 10 years of UPA was 8.1%, and in India it is 5.75. Then what's there to rejoice? Sir, whoever would have thought you'll have a once-in-a-century pandemic, sir? And despite that, India is the fastest growing, not 1 year, continuously, 2, 3, 4th year. Is that not something that the people of India deserve to be recognized for? On the contrary, we go on saying ours was 8.1, yours is this. I just want to put the facts before you, sir. I want to put the facts before you, sir. We had to actually deal with high twin deficits. Fiscal deficit in 2013 was 4.9%, and current account deficit was 4.8%, both in the year 2013. Twin fiscal deficit, twin deficits. If that's the credit they want to take for themselves, they should. No time in India, both these deficits run simultaneously. That's the data point on which Honorable Member Huda should introspect. Food articles, WPI, food articles, which averaged at 12.2% annually in the 5 years ending 2013-14. Where is WPI today, sir? Where is CPI today, sir? And therefore, to go on repeating as though their record in inflation management was better. I don't know if I should take the name again. Recently, there's a lot of talk about how former Reserve Bank governor, former chief economic advisor, the same person, has been commenting on how India has successfully managed inflation. If you want the name, I'll say it also and get you the video of what he said. India under Prime Minister Modi has succeeded in keeping inflation under control, is an observation given by former governor of Reserve Bank. Sir, Trump said India is a dead economy. What is the central government saying? Sir, while the global growth is 3.2%, India is growing at 8.2% last quarter, becoming the fastest growing major economy. Every institution is raising our growth outlook for this year and for the forthcoming year. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva on 14th October 2025 said, I'm very big on India because of the boldness of their reforms. India has proven the naysayers wrong, unquote. So there are clear expressions recognizing India's growth, and no dead economy gets a credit rating upgrade by DBRS, S&P and R&I. If your economy is dead, why will they upgrade, sir, your growth? Your credit rating, sir, why is it getting upgraded? So somebody said something somewhere, however important that somebody is. We should not depend on that, but rely on data available within the country and also data coming from elsewhere. Rely on data. Can a dead economy grow at 8.2%? Can a dead economy get credit rating upgrades? So constantly looking at someone and saying, oh, he said that, what is it, what do you want to say? Numbers are saying it, sir. So, look at the indicators. Tractor sales in October 25 reached the highest level for any month in the past 11 years. Retail commercial vehicle sales jumped by 17.7% in October 2025, reaching a 3-year high. Automobile registrations surged by 23.4%. Passenger vehicle sales grew by 15.5%. GST e-way bills grew by nearly 28% year on year. Services export achieved their highest ever monthly level of $38.5 billion in October. And UPI transactions grew by 60% in October 2025. So if that's the case, sir, now I move on to talking about fertilizer. Very important, sir. Between June and October 2025 Kharif crop season, the projected requirement of fertilizer was 185.39 LMT, lakh metric tons. The availability which the ministry ensured was 230.53 lakh metric tons. What is the estimated projected requirement? 185.39. What is the availability? 230.53. Okay, you can say, oh, you made it available, but it didn't reach the ground. What was the sales? 193.20 lakh metric tons. So what was projected? More than that got sold, and more than that is still there. So we have managed it in such a way that today we have a buffer available for the oncoming Rabi season also. So within a month, by carefully managing the import, urea stock increased from 48.64 lakh metric tons as of 1st October 2025 to 68.85 lakh metric tons by October 31st, 2025, which means within a month, 20.21 lakh metric tons have been added by carefully importing steadily. So there is no shortage, neither during the Kharif nor for the current Rabi season. So domestic urea, and also this point was made, if the overall stock increased from 48.64 lakh metric tons as of October 21st, which is what I said, to 68.85 lakh metric tons by October 31st, where is the shortage, sir? We've been importing without blinking our eye because we don't want any shortage for farmers. Domestic urea production, about which N.K. Premchandran ji spoke. Domestic urea production has also shown improvement, with the production during October 2025 reaching 26.88 lakh metric tons, sir, higher by 1.05 lakh metric tons compared to the same month last year. So even month-to-month comparison, we have increased by 1 lakh metric tons within the country by domestic production. Not only we are importing despite the increase in cost, but we are also increasing the domestic production. So average monthly production between April and October remained a robust nearly number of 25 lakh metric tons. So I would want this to be put on the record that there is no shortage of fertilizer, and whether it is imported or domestically produced, sales also show. Yes, there are, sir, demand from the farmers because, as I said, monsoon was very good. They see prospects for one more crop because of the rain and lovely moisture on the ground. So farmers want more urea, and to give them the additional urea that they may require, we have made sure that the import and the domestic production are going up. So I just want N.K. Premchandran ji, no carelessness in dealing with the amount supplementary demand for grant requires is because we are ensuring that there is enough stock of fertilizer. So to that extent, you need the additional appropriation. So that's why we've come to the House to say, please give us the right so that we'll get more for them. For imports, sir, further, the imports of approximately 17.5 lakh metric tons are already lined up for November and December. They will keep coming. The payments are done. 17.5 lakh metric tons are coming now imported just so that there shall not be any more doubts in the mind. The stock is there, we will distribute it. Center has supplied fertilizers to every state, and the supplies are monitored in real time through integrated fertilizer monitoring system. So that I want to put on record, sir, so there is no shortage. Sir, Honorable Member Neeraj Maurya, is he here? Said, we have brought in this new scheme in the education sector, one nation, one subscription. What comedy it is. Honestly, sir, education, we are spending. Please do not call it a comedy. Universities in top cities have subscription for very good journals and peer-reviewed articles which come in digital form as well. That university can afford to pay the money and get the subscription. But universities which are in smaller towns, state universities, which are in tier 2, tier 3 towns, cannot give that kind of money for subscription. So India actually collectively bargained. And I appreciate the HRD. I was in a university. It was so expensive to have to get the subscription paid to get some magazines or journals which are important. India has taken a very good decision under Prime Minister Modi so that this country will subscribe and get the subscription, and it will be available for big towns, small towns, tier 2 towns, any town, anywhere. Actually democratizing availability of such research-based magazine for all students in India. ये कॉमेडी नहीं है, नीरज मौर्य जी, ये कॉमेडी नहीं है. ये सच में स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ये वरदान है. It's a blessing. You may be in any town, you will get the best of magazines subscribed by the country for your research requirement. इससे बढ़िया सुविधा किसी और चीज में नहीं हो सकता है, especially for education. इसका प्रयोग और उपयोग बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स कर रहे हैं सर. It has actually become a gold mine of knowledge available for top quality scholarly journals. To nearly 1.8 crore students का इससे benefit हो रहा है. 1.8 crore. Sir, last 2 points, sir. Unemployment. 5.8% was the overall unemployment rate as per usual status, declined from 5.8% to 3.2% in 23-24, 5.8 in 2018-19. Similarly, female unemployment rate, 5.1% in 2018-19, is now come down to 3.2%. Similarly, youth aged 15 to 29, unemployment rate declined from 17.3% in 2018-19 to 10% in 23-24. Rural unemployment rate declined from 5% in 2018-19 to 2.5% in 23-24. Similarly, for urban, 7.6% in 18-19 to 5.1% in 2023. So there are more data available, but the one important thing is EPFO. Overall EPFO membership has increased from 3.76 crore in 2016 to 7.37 crore in 24. The net additions to EPFO, which will actually tell you about the unique number of people who have newly joined, is the net EPFO addition in 2025 stood at 129.8 lakhs, reflects that jobs are being taken by young people. Sir, women's safety was a question which one of the honorable members raised. I want to say, under the Nirbhaya Fund, 7,712 crore has already been allocated, and with over 6,200 crores released already and being utilized for women's safety initiatives. 843 one-stop centers are operational across the country, having assisted over 11.9 lakh women. Women's help desks have been established in over 14,000 police stations. And safe city projects are also being undertaken. Normally, if you put it all together, gender budget is a number that I can give. For the benefit of women and girls under different schemes, Government of India has allocated 4.49 lakh crores for the year 2025-2026. That itself shows the quantum of money which is going through various schemes for the benefit of women. Sir, lastly, Gurmeet Singh Meet from Aam Aadmi Party raised this issue that there should be proper allocation to Punjab when it comes to Khelo India scheme. I want to highlight, sir, that several initiatives have been taken under Khelo India scheme to engage and promote youth participation, particularly in Punjab. 29 Khelo India centers have been established in Punjab. Punjab has a Khelo India State Center of Excellence for hockey, boxing, and athletics. 24 Khelo India academies have been established in Punjab. The Sports Authority of India, sir, also runs one National Center of Excellence at Patiala and 3 SAI training centers at Mustuana Sahib, Badal, and in Ludhiana in Punjab. So, sports, every central scheme reaches Punjab. Sir, lastly, I want to refer to Honorable Member Rajkumar Roth. He is not here. Rajkumar Roth, he is not here, sir. Natural farming against using pesticides and fertilizer. Actually speaking, Honorable Prime Minister has spent a considerable amount of his time advocating natural farming. He has actually gone to different parts of the country to give encouragement. One last such meeting was held in Coimbatore when farmers came in hundreds to speak about how natural farming can help us. So, Honorable Member Rajkumar Roth should actually refer to all the Prime Minister's speeches on that. And he also has spoken about GST बढ़ाया गया. किसी को बढ़ाया नहीं, कम सबका कम कर दिया, sir. Maybe I will send him all the details with which he will be sure that we have not increased anybody's GST. Except, of course, it's a demerit good. So thank you very much.